Hey, welcome back to Daddy DIY Grilling. My name is Keith, and I'm sure glad that you stopped by today. Another beautiful day, y'all, out here on the deck. Just so thankful for another opportunity that God has given me to come and have a chat with you all. So today, I want to get into a topic that we surfaced over the last couple of weeks. Right, I told you that I just picked up some B&B charcoal. I'll drop a card to that episode if you want to go back and get caught up. But I picked up some B&B charcoal, caught it on sale, and I've been using it, putting it heavy in the rotation. So I've got multiple cooks now under my belt, and I'm happy to come back and give y'all an update on what I've learned about both Kingsford Originals and B&B charcoal. So if that sounds good to you, then let's dive in. So real talk, when I first started using B&B, in my mind, I was thinking that this would be like a B&B versus Kingsford showdown. You know what I mean? Which charcoal reigns supreme? But the more I've used both of them, the more I realize that it doesn't have to be just one. We're going to get into it here, but Kingsford has its strengths. It has its drawbacks. B&B has its strengths and has its drawbacks. So as much as I might have gone into this thinking that we would crown one charcoal king and the best of all, I don't really think that's the mindset. I think the mindset we go into is a fair, balanced approach and take a look at each brand, each charcoal for what it is, and really assess it, and then figure out how can we incorporate that into our cooks to get a better product. So first, let's talk about Kingsfords. If you know, watch the channel, you know I've grilled a lot over the years with Kingsfords. And with Kingsford, you're gonna get Kingsford Originals, you're gonna get that classic barbecue taste. But one thing I have noticed over the years with Kingsfords, especially with me, I do a lot of direct grilling, is that coming out the gate, right, typically use 2 chimneys, though that temperature is gonna ramp up really hard and fast on Kingsfords. When you pour those chimneys, when I pour them in my grill, a lot of time that temperature is still climbing, right? So you're gonna have a steep climb, and then after about 30 or 45 minutes, that's when those charcoal really do steady out and really start to maintain a constant temperature until they eventually fade off. But yeah, with Kingsfords, that first 30, 45 minutes, you gotta watch them. It's very intense, that heat is very intense, and you could lose a cook if you're not on your game. Now let's talk about B&B charcoal. My first impressions, and I think I told you all this before, that it feels denser. That's the mass of it, considering the volume, the physical dimensions. It feels solid, more solid, dense than the Kingsford Originals. And what I found in grilling with them is that whereas my Kingsfords, I pour them in, I have this steep temperature increase. When I pour in the B&Bs, I don't have as much ash. I've noticed that as the Kingsfords. And my temperature when I pour, I don't have that steep incline, right? It may go up a little bit, then it levels off, then it's maintaining. For the majority of the cook, it's just like right there even. Then eventually they do fade off. And the way I monitored that is that I ran an indirect cook here with some ribs, and I ran B&Bs, and I was being mindful of how much lump charcoal I had to add to maintain my temperature. And to top it off, every hour or so, I didn't have to add as much lump charcoal as I did when I run my Kingsfords. Does that make sense to you? So I think that speaks to the fact that because this briquette is denser, right, it has more mass to it considering its physical dimensions, it is going to give you a more consistent burn. You know what I mean? And if not a longer burn as well. So yeah, those are our first impressions of the B&Bs after using them for multiple cooks. Next, let's talk about flavor. Now, I've run Kingsfords quite a bit. I'm very familiar with the flavor. And the more I use Kingsfords and I experiment with other charcoal, I realize that Kingsfords has its own taste. It's a very charcoal forward taste. It's a taste that a lot of us equate to backyard barbecue. If you ever grilled hamburgers direct over Kingsfords while those charcoal are still in the flavor window, you know what I'm talking about. That's a unique taste. And I absolutely love that taste. Comparing that to the B&Bs, the B&Bs are good, but the charcoal, it's not as charcoal flavor forward, right? It's more subdued. It's more mellow. Not to say that's a bad thing, right? Because it depends on your cook. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. There may be some cooks you want that intense charcoal taste. There may be others you want a subdued charcoal taste, right? You don't want to, you may have some other seasonings or some other things you're doing for flavor, and you want those to shine, and you don't want them to be overpowered with the charcoal taste. So my point is that I'm not saying that either one is better than the other. It's more situational. It depends on the cook. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish and what flavor profile you're trying to achieve. Now here's where it gets interesting, because the more and more I was using B&B and Kingsford Originals by themselves and their own cooks, the more I realized that each one has its strengths, each one has its advantages. And then I got the thought of, what if we combine them? And when I say combine, I don't mean just dump them both in a chimney, pour the chimney out and start cooking. No. What I've been doing here lately is being more intentional and strategic in how I combine Kingsfords and B&Bs to take advantage of what they both have to offer. And I've been in my laboratory, doing some experimental cooks, and I've been having some really good success. This has unlocked a new technique for me, unlocked some new flavors for me, and really, for these last couple cooks, I've had some of the best fire management that I've ever had. And I think this next cook, I'm ready to record it, and I'm gonna show y'all what I've been working on, what I've been in the lab working on. But it all comes down to, again, not necessarily putting one against the other when it comes to charcoal, but figuring out which each one has to offer, and then seeing how we can leverage that in our cooks and combine them, in my case, to unlock even higher levels of flavor and unlock even higher levels of fire control. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for that, because I am super excited to share with y'all what I've been up to. So that's the update. That's what I've learned so far by running Kingsford Originals and B&Bs. And again, be on the lookout for a video that's going to drop here probably in the next couple weeks, where I show you this technique, where I am taking advantage of both Kingsford and B&Bs to unlock some additional levels in our grilling game. So be on the lookout for that, and let me know down in the comments what your impressions are of B&B charcoal. I think a lot of you are probably on this journey with me. I think when I caught my sale at Academy, some of you went out and you had a sale in your area. So I think we're walking this journey together and using this charcoal. So if you have any initial thoughts on B&Bs, drop that down in the comments, or Kingsford Originals too, or any charcoal for that matter. I'd love to hear your thoughts and hear your perspective. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching Daddy DIY Grilling. Until next time, grill boldly, serve proudly, and enjoy the process.